Gabby Thomas opened up her 2024 season running the 60-meter dash in Texas A&M on January 20th. Now, this kind of flew under the radar as she didn't really post about it on social media outside of a short TikTok, but additionally, the rest of her pro teammates in Tondra Buford-Bailey's group were competing over in Texas Tech that same weekend. Now, Gabby only ran a time of 7.29 seconds, so nothing spectacular, and it's not even one of her fastest times ever. Her personal best is 6.21 from all the way back in 2021. But this did get me thinking about her potential for the outdoor season this year. 2024 is an extremely important year as the Olympics will be held in Paris, France later this summer. Even more importantly for Gabby, the 200-meter dash is arguably one of the most competitive events in track and field right now. Though she has been on the podium in 2 of the last 3 global championships, including at the Tokyo Olympics, winning another medal will be no easy task. So there's 3 questions that I want to dive in and discuss today. First, can Gabby Thomas beat Shericka Jackson to a gold medal in the 200-meter dash? Who are the other women in contention for medals in the 200 that Gabby will have to go up against this year? And finally, can Gabby run fast outside of Eugene? And fast in quotation marks, we'll talk about that. But first, a bit of background. In the 200-meter dash, Gabby Thomas already has an Olympic bronze medal from Tokyo 2020, as well as a world silver medal from Budapest 2023. Her personal best of 21.60 makes her the 4th fastest woman in history and is backed up by a 21.61 as well as a plethora of sub-22 second races. Now, before the Tokyo Olympics, many people were claiming that Gabby was new to the professional world, was still young and inexperienced, but even by that point, she was already one of the best in the world. If you circle back to 2018 while she was still competing for Harvard, Gabby broke the NCAA indoor 200-meter record, and then after going pro that summer, she had a consistent string of performances in Europe. At her first Diamond League meet in Lausanne 2018, she won the 200-meter dash. Then she finished 2nd place at the London Diamond League and eventually was top 6 in all her remaining races. In 2019, she actually doubled back at the Lausanne Diamond League and won the 200 meters once again. So this is just to provide some context that years before Gabby ever got onto the podium, she was already holding her own against the best in the world. But does any of this actually matter as we enter 2024? Well, let's address the first question. Can Gabby Thomas actually win an Olympic gold this year, specifically ahead of Jamaica's Shericka Jackson? We'll talk about other names in a second, but I think we can all agree that Shericka is the favorite for gold in the 200 meter right now, and it's really not even close, to be honest. Shericka is not only the 2-time world champion and the 2nd fastest woman in history, but she also has run 21.4 on 3 separate occasions, along with 2 other performances at 21.57 and 21.55. Shericka is by far the most dominant 200 meter runner this generation, hitting times that only Flojo was even able to contend with. And if you want to be technical, when converting for wind and altitude, Shericka actually has a faster 200 meter time than Flojo's world record, but that's with conversions and all that. So what does this all mean for Gabby? Well, she's gonna have to drastically improve to have any chance at gold. Her personal best of 21.60 is still almost 0.2 of a second behind Shericka, who's run 21.41. One of the big things is that Shericka is able to put together a complete race, including a fast first 100 meters around the curve while maintaining down that home straight all the way to the finish. If you look at the first 100 meters from all of Shericka's 21.4 races, she's at 11 flat or better around that bend, which is leading almost any athlete in the world right now. If Gabby wants to have a chance at gold, she'll have to surpass or at least be close to Shericka in that first 100 meters. But Gabby's open 100 meter best is only 11 flat on the straight, which is just equal to Shericka's 3rd best 100 meters around the curve in the 200. So at minimum, Gabby will really have to step up her explosiveness from the blocks and that speed in that first 100 meters around the bend, again, to at least remain close to Shericka as they enter the home straight. But then comes the second half of the race where Shericka is extremely dominant as well, maintaining pretty much a 10-4 pace throughout that second half. If you circle back to 5 years ago, Shericka was pretty much one of the best 400 meter runners in the world. Personal best of 49.48 seconds and a 3-time bronze medalist in 2015, 16, and 2019. But it seems like Gabby clearly took note of this and significantly improved her 400 meter best this past year. Personal best of 49.68 along with a 2nd best time of 50.29 proved that Gabby was working on her speed endurance. And it clearly paid off as she hit 21.60 at USA Trials. In that race though, despite hitting an 11.12 split around the bend, she followed it up with a 10.48 final 100 meters, which really gets close to what Shericka has done. So to beat Shericka Jackson to Olympic 200 meter gold, Gabby will really have to improve on both ends, her 100 meter speed as well as her speed endurance with that 400 meter strength. But let's move over to the next question and look at some of the other women in the mix for the 200 meter medals this year. Now, in my opinion, Shericka Jackson aside, Gabby's top competition will come in the form of 3 people, assuming they're all healthy and in top form this year. First off, Elaine Thompson-Herah from Jamaica. Elaine is the defending Olympic champion in both the 100 and the 200 meter dash, and because she did the Olympic double-double in 2016 and 2020, the idea is that she'll be in form once again for the 2024 Olympic sprint double. Now, it's not that easy, considering there's so many things that come into play, and this year is much more competitive. But we did see Elaine get healthy and turn up in the 100 meters at the end of 2023, leading to a season's best of 10.79. Additionally, she changed coaches to Ronaldo Walcott, who also works with Shelly-Ann and Fraser-Pryce. Elaine's 200 meter personal best of 21.53 is a time that Gabby Thomas has yet to run. But we'll still have to see if Elaine gets back to that form once again. Next, I have Christine Mboma, and this is a young star from Namibia who not only won a silver medal in Tokyo, but also has a personal best of 21.78, which won her the 2021 Diamond League final and is the World U20 record. Now, due to DSD rules that World Athletics had in place, Mboma was initially banned from competing in the 400, which led to her success in the 200. But then in 2023, World Athletics actually updated their rules for DSD athletes, which made her unable to compete at the 2023 Budapest World Championships. But Mboma is now confirmed to be back and in line with the rules, making her eligible to qualify and compete in Paris this year. Now, does this mean that she's automatically going to be right back to her 21.78 form? I mean, honestly, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't expect it, especially so immediately if she had to undergo treatment to lower those testosterone levels. But what I will say is that I would not be surprised if Mboma is back in that type of form and challenging for not only a podium spot, but potentially gold, making things much tougher for Gabby. Finally, I'm keeping an eye on Abby Steiner. Now, Steiner came out of the NCAA in 2022, essentially as one of the best 200 meter sprinters in the world, running times of 21.80 and 21.77, eventually finishing 5th at the 2022 World Championships. Now, though she got injured in 2023 and had to undergo surgery, it's actually very likely that she returns to that form, and if anything, gets faster, putting her in the conversation for 21.6 in the event. That would put some serious pressure on Gabby, not only at USA's, but also throughout the entire season leading up to the Olympics. So essentially, those are the top 5 women who I suspect will be contending for medals in the 200. Again, assuming that they're all healthy and make the Olympic teams to Paris. But that doesn't dismiss everyone else. Sha'Carri Richardson, she's a bronze medalist in the 200 from Budapest. Dean Asher-Smith is a 2019 world champion. Julian Alfred was 4th in the Budapest 200. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce could double up in her final Olympic Games. Tamara Clark, Favor Ofili, Aminatou Saini, Beatrice Masalingi, Daryl Nita, and on and on and on. As I said at the start, the women's 200 meters is stacked and easily one of the most competitive events in the world right now. Though Shericka Jackson and Gabby Thomas are leading the pack, everyone has a chance to disrupt the podium and walk away with an Olympic medal in Paris. Now, the final question I want to address is if Gabby Thomas can run quote-unquote fast outside of Eugene. As noted, Gabby's personal best is 21.60 from last year, which is backed up with her 21.61 from 2021. Both of them occurred in Eugene at the 2023 and 2021 USA Championships, respectively. And yes, many of her top races also occurred on the Eugene track. Since 2021, the narrative seems to have been that Gabby just can't replicate those performances outside of Eugene, which I guess on a technical basis, it's fair, right? She hasn't run 21.6 anywhere else. But I think that kind of downplays what she actually has done, including running 21.81 to win silver in Budapest and 21.87 to win bronze in Tokyo. She also has run 21.97 in the Budapest semis and 21.98 at the Doha Diamond League in 2022. And fun fact, Gabby actually beat Shericka Jackson in that Doha Diamond League race, and many actually looked at Gabby as the gold medal favorite before she of course got injured in 2022. But the point that I'm trying to make is that sure, these times are not 21.6, but she has run fast outside of Eugene, which is something few women have been able to say in general across the board. Will it be enough to beat Shericka? Sure, probably not, but as we discussed earlier, it will likely take 21.4 or better to win gold. But I don't necessarily see anything wrong with running as fast as as you can to still medal when it matters the most. That's actually what I see as more important than her simply running fast outside of Eugene just for the sake of it. If Gabby ran 21.60 at Worlds or Olympics and still finished second to Shericka, I'm not sure it changes anything. But on the flip side, what if Gabby ran 21.8 and managed to win the gold medal? To me, the time wouldn't matter too much either, right? If you win gold, you win gold. My point is that, sure, we would all love to see the fastest times everyone from all these athletes all the time, and sure, it will likely take a very fast time in Paris to beat Shericka Jackson. But I would say winning a medal is a focus for these athletes regardless of what time they end up actually running. With all due respect, this isn't a Ferdinando Manyala situation where he pretty much only runs fast in Kenya and then can't manage to get onto the podium or even make a final at the Global Championships. Gabby has done what she needs to do to get on multiple podiums, but to be clear, I also acknowledge it will take a lot more to get the gold ahead of a consistently fast Shericka. So overall, I would say Gabby is kicking off her 2024 season on a pretty positive note as we look forward to the Olympics, despite how competitive the 200 meters is this year. But let me know what you think of Gabby's potential in 2024. What do you think her chances are of beating Shericka Jackson to Olympic gold? Will she improve her personal best of 21.60? And then how do you think she'll stack up against some of the other top 200 meter ladies in the world? Let me know what you think. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Be back again next time. Thanks for watching. Back again, y'all, and appreciate if you made it to the end of the video. As always, like the video if you haven't, and of course subscribe if you haven't. But just wanted to kind of talk about this idea of running 21.6 outside of Eugene, as it's been a consistent thing, and I just want to give a bit of my opinion at the end here. So sure, I want to see it, but it really doesn't matter too much to me, especially if that athlete is super consistent on the podium. But yeah, so I'll also be at the New Balance Indoor Grand Prix on February 4th, and I think Gabby is going to be running the 300 meter dash there like she did last year, so it'll be interesting to kind of see how she does. Now, if you're not already, be sure to follow Citius Mag on all their platforms: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, even Threads if you're on it, right? I'll be getting athlete interviews for them while I'm in Boston, so you can check things out on there from me. So super excited for 2024 and how the entire season plays out, but let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, y'all.